we're going to call him the problem solver. Part of the reason we're going to call him the problem solver is because we know that the Vikings defense is the downfall of us, right? It's the downfall, man. It's been the downfall since 2018, 19. Ever since then, it's just been 4 years pretty much of, man, can we stop a damn pass? Can we stop the damn run? Can we get to the damn quarterback, man? You know, those are the questions that we're going to be asking. And as a Vikings fan, I'm going to keep it real with you. We made one of the biggest moves I feel like we made in a long time. What was that? Upgrading the defensive coordinator to a guy that's aggressive, that kind of has Mike Zimmer-ish vibes. Now, not saying that Brian Flores is as good as Mike Zimmer, because we got to remember, Mike Zimmer, as much as at the end of his tenure, I mean, it might have fell off a little bit, but he brought a whole new vibe to Minnesota when he came. I mean, the exotic blitzes, all that stuff, it worked. You feel me? And it was crazy because there still were teams that couldn't figure out how he was doing it. You know what I mean? Everybody respected Mike Zimmer, and still to this day, you have a lot of coaches that just respect Mike Zimmer and how he, you know, just took on the football game on the defensive side and kind of put his players in position to be successful. We got to admit that, right? He's put some guys in positions to be very successful, but it fell off. I think maybe either the NFL figured out or he just lost love of the game, going through all his extra stuff he had going on with his family and things like that, man. Prayers out to him. And it just wasn't the same anymore, right? He just didn't put as much work into the film room. But now we have Brian Flores. Brian Flores has to be the problem solver, because we had one of the worst defenses in the NFL last season. That is not going to win you championships. It showed, right? You can have one of the top 10 offenses and it doesn't matter. So what does that prove? It just proves that defense still wins you championships. At this level, you still need an offense that can put up points, because you have a lot of high-powered offenses out there, right? If you have two defenses that clash, you still need to have the weapons on offense to overcome that. But still yet, it just proves again that defense does win you championships. At the end of the day, that is what's going to win you a championship, right? Because if you allow Daniel Jones to get a mega deal off of your defense, you will never win. You will never go anywhere. We heard it from Najee Thompson when I did the interview. He specifically said on that interview, hey man, look here. When you play cover 4 zone and you play back like that, any quarterback is going to shred that apart. Any quarterback will figure that out and just throw for 300 plus yards. He's right. We've seen it over and over, week in and week out. We've seen it last season with the Minnesota Vikings. Brian Flores, man, a lot of cover 0, a lot of exotic blitzes. I think he's going to put players in position to become successful, kind of like Mike Zimmer did. It's going to be something fresh, something new. He's not a head coach, so he don't have to take on all the responsibility. He can strictly focus on what he loves. He loves the defensive side of the ball, and I believe that he's going to have to be the reason that we go further than we went last season, right? He's the reason. Our offense is pretty much the same. Now, losing Dalvin Cook, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Y'all know how I feel. But still yet, I think the running game will still be okay, good enough to keep our offense in a top 10 level, right? Then we still have Justin Jefferson, superstar. We still have Kirk Cousins, going to put up his numbers. I still have TJ Hawkinson, so on and so forth. Defense, we still have good players on there. Now, we're a little younger, and we got to figure out what's going to happen with Danielle Hunter, because, yes, if Danielle Hunter does not suit up for the Minnesota Vikings, that is going to play a big part. That's not only going to play a big part as us as fans having those hype moments of him doing the karate kick and all that. Brian Flores is going to be challenged to find out who is going to fill that void. Right? Who's going to fill that void for Danielle Hunter not being on that football field on Sundays? I believe the Vikings are going to figure something out before the season starts. But look, we only got less than 2 weeks away before camp starts. I mean, you don't want to go into camp with your star defensive end not coming in, you know, or linebacker, whatever you want to call him, right? He always going to be a DE to me. I don't give a damn, right? But, you know, that's not going to be good. You don't want those things to happen. But yet I do believe that we have some younger players that Brian Flores can use to his advantage and put them in right positions to be successful. I do believe that if we bring our defense up to a 15-ish, I would say even 18-ish from what we were last season, 30th, 31st. Like, that's going to be a big improvement. And I think Brian Flores will get so much hype, man. He will get all of the praises, all of the flowers for turning this franchise around. And it's crazy that we have to say turning around after we won 13 games. But our defense was so brutal that it kind of just blinded everything. And that's why we ended up in the position we ended up in, playing in our playoff game, losing to the New York Giants because we couldn't make one stop. Our defense couldn't give us one crucial stop on a third down. Daniel Jones just straight mauled us, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And I think Brian Flores, he gonna put an end to that, man. We gonna call him Brian Flores, B-Flo, a.k.a. the problem solver. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gon' do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.